Steelers, a great franchise, a lot of trophies, go to Cleveland to face the lousy Browns, who are lousy again. But here's what's funny. Mike Tomlin has always been a terrible Thursday night coach. In fact, Pittsburgh is 0-7 since 1980 when competing against his division on Thursday night football, and overall on the road, he's 2-8. Now, how is that possible? Why is this happening? So whenever I see data that veers away from the standard production of a person or a business, there's got to be a reason. And I believe there is a reason. And I believe Mike Tomlin stands not only on business, that he stands for something. Here it is. So reportedly, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers have the hardest, most physical training camps in the NFL. They hit. They're relentless. That is his identity. You don't think of the Steelers in schemes. You don't think of the Steelers in offensive wizardry. You think tough and physical. Mike's the most tough and physical coach in the NFL, and his teams are. And my guess, why can Mike Tomlin be so good on Sunday and so terrible on Thursday? Because he's old school, and he views Thursday night football as unnecessary. And he's not going to change his approach. His take is, I'm in it for the war, not the battle. Chick-fil-A does this. Chick-fil-A says we're not open for business on Sunday. They could make $4 billion if they were open on Sunday. But they make $22 billion Monday through Saturday. Their identity is great chicken, and they're closed on Sunday. Faith and Family Sunday. They could make another $4 billion. They're making 22.3 and growing.
Okay. Let's not compare Mike Tomlin to Chick-fil-A, okay? I mean, you know, I don't even. Okay, that threw me for a loop. Good on Colin for coming up with that line, you know, in the meeting before the show, for sure. But listen, it's not because of, you can see Tomlin's tactics. It's not because of his tactics. I am going to disagree with that. Let's see if I can get the numbers that he had here real fast, because it's not because that's his career now on Monday Night Football. 22-4 points per game, 23.9 points per game allowed, 16.7, right? Let's go to on the road career on Thursday Night Football, 2-8 points per game, etc., etc. You can't just look at these cold numbers, okay? That's just not how this works. So, okay, I got the stats here. I got the last 3 Thursday night games on the road for Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's actually take a close look at this, okay? This is now versus the Browns. Who was the quarterback? Mitchell Trubisky. You know, that big hot shot great quarterback who's the star of the NFL, right? You know, he's got like, what, 7 Pro Bowls, and I think he's probably going to get some Hall of Fame votes when he retires. He had, 20 for 32, 207 yards, 6.5 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 81 rating. It's like, okay, what do you want him to do in that game? Yeah, Jacoby Brissett was able to find a way. They had Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Amari Cooper. Just don't know what you want to do when you have a game like this, especially on the road. Then we got the Vikings Steelers. This is Ben Roethlisberger, his final year. I mean, like, he was pretty much done. Let's be honest here, right? I mean, he was hanging on by a thread. He actually played pretty well. 28 for 40, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he also fumbled the ball, but it was recovered. So again, hardly an ideal circumstance to go up against as well. You're having a quarterback who's about to retire, and then the other year was also against the Browns, and it was Mason Rudolph. Again, that other great hot shot quarterback, had a 36 rating, a QBR of 12.9, 23 for 44, 4 interceptions. So again, we can like lay this on Mike Tomlin, his preparation, how hard he goes. Now that it's kind of short rest, the team is a little bit more ill prepared. I mean, like, yeah, we can paint that picture, or we can be like, what do you want Mike Tomlin to do in some of these situations? These are tough situations, and again, it's only like on the road. If we look at it as a whole, we can see 18-21 loss, 20-16 win, 17-29 loss, 28-36 loss. Those are the games that I actually went through. The Cleveland Browns, Minnesota Vikings, and the Cleveland Browns again. And but then again, what about this Carolina Panthers win, 52-21? What about the versus Tennessee Titans, 40-17? Like, we can always cook the books a bit, take away some of these big wins, highlight the losses, and then look what we got here. Points per game, 19. And again, some of those points per game are because of who's your quarterback, right? Like, what's the situation here? We know that stuff matters, obviously, especially on a Thursday night short rest later in a season. We know that. So I don't think we can blame Mike Tomlin necessarily for how his on the road career on Thursday night football kind of, unfolds. I really don't. These type of stats always make me laugh because I think they typically are more misleading and more nonsense than actually accurate. Baseball does this better than any other sport out there. They do this all the time. If you're ever watching a game, or if you go to a game, they'll often put this like on the scoreboard and stuff. They'll be like, let's just make up a player. Aaron Judge is hitting 350 in the month of July on Tuesdays, in night games. And it's like, it's just so weirdly specific. And you're like, okay, does that mean anything? Is it because Mondays he gets like a really good night's sleep or something? And night games he gets to sleep in? It's just like, and only in the summer in July, because then it's like really warm and it's a perfect temperature for him to get a great sleep. Like, it's like, it's too specific. And I understand sometimes there can be patterns in data, and sometimes it can mean something. It can. I'm not gonna like completely discredit some of this stuff, because sometimes the devil is in the details, but both positive and negative, right? Like if Mike Tomlin had this type of record and it wasn't really significantly dragged down by really bad quarterback play or just bad situations that they found themselves in, and it was like he had his great quarterback in his prime, let's go, Thursday night football, they're balling out all season, and then Thursday night comes around and you just get an insane drop off, then we would say, okay, is it a preparation? Is it something that he does, how he organizes the week leading up to Thursday? We could do that. But the fact that we have it so weirdly specific and narrowed in, I don't know, we could do that probably with every single coach. We could find something like this for every single coach out there, whether it's Andy Reid, Bill Belichick. It doesn't matter. We'll find something. So I find this a little bit unhelpful. Now, to be fair, considering how the Steelers are playing right now, if they lay an egg against the Browns, yeah, I would find that thought-provoking, and I would maybe even backtrack a little bit with what I'm saying. But I don't know. When I see graphics like this, it just seems like we have to actually unpack it. Again, I already went through it. Those last 3 games, the most 3 recent games on the road were Trubisky, old Ben Roethlisberger, and Mason Rudolph. And it's just like, well, then there you go. Okay, you're gonna get some losses when that's your story right now. So I don't know, just the way I see it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers are in trouble tonight because of Mike Tomlin Thursday night football on the road? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.